Welcome to the Unapologetic Mompreneur, the podcast for mums with an online business who are ready to take back their time, home, business, and self so they can restore the balance and thrive, both at home and at work, without feeling like they have to choose between the two. I'm your host, Sarah Dew, life and biz coach for mumpreneurs. I'm also a mum, stepmom, wife, introvert, breast cancer survivor, and your mentor for making a change for the better. I've learned how to go from surviving to thriving and unapologetically create a business I love and the life I want for me and my family without worrying about what other people think. And now I'm here to help you do the same. Because being an unapologetic mumpreneur doesn't mean that we're selfish or that we don't care about others. It simply means that we are not afraid to show up as our true, authentic selves, to step into our purpose, do what we know is right for ourselves and the ones we love, and take the steps we need to take to make our dream life and business a reality. Join me each week where I'll be sharing all of my best tips and strategies, plus the occasional dose of tough but gentle love to help you feel empowered, motivated, and confident to take action so that you can become the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. So, are you ready to unapologetically create a business and life you love? Let's do this. If you want to make a success of your business, instead of just having an expensive hobby, you have to share your offers, your products, and your services so that your clients and customers can work with you and buy from you. But sometimes that is easier said than done. If you have ever felt nervous about putting yourself out there, worried about being salesy, or just plain scared to make the ask, I have totally been there too. And today's episode is for you because we are diving into how to fall in love with selling so that you can make money in your business and see the success you know you deserve without feeling icky in the process. For the first few years of my business, I was terrible at making the ask of selling what I had to offer. I would worry that people would say no, that I was bothering them by asking, that I was being pushy, and even who was I to say, hey, buy my stuff, it's really going to help you. But here's the thing, we cannot make money in our business if we don't ask for the sale. And if we are not making the sales and we are not making the money, then we have just got an expensive hobby. All those big companies out there, they don't have an issue with promoting their products and services and selling. They do it all day, every single day. Everywhere we look, whether it's on TV, it's on the radio, billboards as we're driving past, they are selling and offering and promoting their products and services. Yet as small business owners, and particularly as women in business, we struggle with that feeling of not want to bother others, to not want to come across as pushy, to not want to come across as salesy. And so we don't ask for the sale. But as a business owner, that isn't going to get us anywhere. I knew that if I was going to make a success of my business and to have a business instead of an expensive hobby and actually make some money, I had to get over my love-hate relationship with selling and push past that feeling of it being icky, pushy, and even shameful to make the ask. And so it's something that I have been working on these past couple of years. There is definitely still room for improvement, and it's still something that I continue to work on. But I have gotten much better at sharing what it is that I do, what I have to offer, and how people can work with me and making the ask. And that's what I want to share with you today. Just a few simple things that you can do to help you fall in love with selling so that it no longer feels icky or pushy and you feel more confident about making the ask so that you can make the money you deserve in your business too. Let's dive in. So number one is the biggest one of all is the mindset shift to reframe sales and see them as service. Because that biggest mindset shift of selling isn't about pushing, it's about serving, can change everything. Because whatever you are doing in your business, what offers, what products, what services you have, whatever it is that you are delivering, you are offering a solution to somebody who genuinely needs it. And you're doing a disservice to them. And they are the ones that are losing out if they don't know that you have will help them exist. And so if you don't share your offers, how are they going to know that you can help them? Reframe it and don't see it as selling, see it as offering a service. And if you don't share your offer, someone else might just beat you to it. They may not deliver the transformation as well as you could, but they are making the sale because they were brave enough to ask. I cannot tell you the number of times that this has happened to me over the years in my business, where I wanted to share an offer or a service or to do something new in my business, but I was too afraid to make the ask because it felt pushy or salesy, or I was worried that no one would buy. But then only to then see in a couple of weeks' time or a month's time that somebody else was then offering the exact thing that I wanted to do. I was just too scared to make it happen. It is gut-wrenching and totally soul destroying. And doing that can actually make you hate sales even more. But when you switch the perspective and reframe sales as service, it makes selling a whole lot easier. And it stops it from feeling icky because you know that by sharing what you do, you are helping others. So if this is one that crops up for you, try and reframe the sales and see it as serving them instead. That by putting something out there and offering it to them, you have something that is genuinely going to help them. You are serving them. You're not selling. And it means that you are then brave enough to take the leap and offer something out there before somebody else beats you to it. The other mindset shift that can really help is normalizing the rejection. Often we don't ask because we fear the rejection, that it is personal when somebody says no, and that it can make us not want to sell. This is another one where I have totally been there too. I would totally take it personally and get really upset when somebody said no. But when it comes to business, it's not personal. It just means that the offer isn't for them and that it's okay. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or that you are a failure. It's just not for them, and you can move on and you can ask somebody else. Not everybody is going to be your client or your customer, and that is okay. Treat it as information, not failure. Use it to help you tweak and refine your messaging and to make sure that you are focusing on the right people. These two mindset shifts, reframing selling as service and normalizing the rejection, will totally change your relationship with and your confidence around selling. The second one is clarifying your offers and knowing your audience. Knowing exactly what you are offering and who it is for makes selling so much easier. When you are aligned with your ideal client and you are excited about what it is that you are offering and how you can help them, every ask feels natural. It doesn't feel pushy or salesy. It becomes easier to weave it into your conversation and to drop things like, hey, I have something that will help. It takes away the feeling of being pushy or salesy and makes it feel so much more natural. I used to offer all of the things to everybody, and it felt exhausting. And not surprisingly, my offers didn't convert that often. But once I narrowed things down, once I got super clear on what my offers were, that I was excited about them, and who my audience was, it became so much easier to share everything with confidence, to talk about my offers with ease, to bring them up in conversation, to share about them on socials because they were aligned and I knew who my audience was. So, what are your offers and who are you offering them to? Are you clear with this? And if not, this is a good place to start because you'll surprise yourself then how much easier selling and talking about your offers becomes once you have got this nailed. And also how much easier it is to come up with content as well. It takes away that guessing of what shall I share on socials because you know what you have to offer, the transformations, and who your audience is. You're not then staring at a blank screen, not knowing what to share. You'll have so many different ways that you can share about your offers because you are clear on them and who they are for. The third way to fall in love with selling is to highlight the transformation and not just the features. People don't buy what we do, they buy the change that we help them create. Instead of just listing 12-week strategy program or coaching program, focus on the transformations. So something like you'll feel clear, confident, and in control of your business by the end of this program. Not surprising, when I first started offering coaching, selling coaching didn't sell. People did not want to buy a coaching program. But when I started sharing real client wins and transformations and adding lines in about why I created the product or the service or the offer in the first place to help connect with them emotionally, that changed everything. The fact that it was coaching, they didn't care about that. They just wanted to know what the transformation was. So by sharing the challenges, the breakthroughs, or the behind the scenes insights, people get drawn to you first, the transformation, and then the offer. So for my services, for my aligned business audit, I don't sell it as an audit. It is a session where we sit down and we look and we cross check everything going on in their business to help them make sure that it is fully aligned so that they can show up with ease and create momentum that lasts without losing themselves in the process, to help them bring them back home to their business and show up and have something that feels like them. The same with my power hour. It's a power hour strategy session to help them get unstuck and create a plan moving forward. But I don't sell it as a power hour. I sell it as a breakthrough brew where we sit down together for 60 to 90 minutes and we dig into all the areas where they're stuck. We look at what's been working, what hasn't working, and so that they can get crystal clear on a plan going forward so they actually have something that's going to help them get them to where they want to be. What are the transformations of your offers, of your products, not just the features? What is the person going to get, and what is the change that you are helping them to create? Have that at the forefront, and it makes selling so much easier because you're not then feeling like you're having to list the features to get people's attention. You're actually showing them and able to connect more emotionally with them about what it is in that client win and transformation that they are going to get. Fourth is to practice talking about your offer and your prices out loud. If you are nervous about that pitch, or if you're not sure what to write in an email or what to share on your next social post, talk about it out loud to yourself. Hit the record button on your phone and listen back to it and see what it is that you say. Allow yourself to just talk naturally about it, whether it's in front of the mirror or even with a friend. This will help to bring out the words that are more natural about it and for you to then create copy like you speak and sound. This is something that I often do when I want to come and write a new email about one of my offers and I'm not sure where to start. I just hit the record button on my phone and I just start talking generally about it, about what's going on with it, why I created it, what it will help you do. And then I go back and listen to it. And you can pull out some real golden gems and nuggets about it and just make it then sound even more human. And then when it comes to pricing, go what feels right for you. Don't worry about what everybody else is charging. Yes, you can go and have a look just to get some idea in terms of market research, just to see what the to and from price points are, but go with what feels right for you. There is a lot of noise out there about charging your worth, but what does that even mean? And how do you even go around doing that? I haven't got a clue how to do that. I have tried so many times to look at the charge what you're worth, but I didn't even know where to start. So for me, I just go with prices that feel right. I want them to be affordable, but I also want them to convey the value of what's included as well. But I also love things like the angel numbers. So I tend to go for prices that are £11 for workshops, £11 for online networking, and then other ones go up to 22 and to 111 for my breakthrough brews and my audits. And then for my Biz Momentum 12-week accountability program, it's 999 or 3 months of 333. And I just like that. It feels nice, it feels friendly, and it's just a nice way of doing it. And it just feels right for me. So that's what I go for. So pick prices that feel right for you without overthinking it. Say them out loud and see how they feel. Because then when you've got confidence in the language that you're using and you've got confidence in the price that you're charging, that helps the offer land and take away all of that icky energy. And then number 5 is to make it easy for people to buy from you because people get stuck in friction. If it is not obvious how to buy, then they won't. And then if it's not converting, that can make you feel like you're failing and then it stops you from wanting to actually share your offers. So make it super simple for people to buy. Whether it's FAQ sections on your sales pages or a checklist or really clear payment links, explain the next steps and make it super, super obvious rather than leaving them guessing. Because if they've got to do extra hard work and they've got to figure it out for themselves, or they've got to jump through 3 or 4 different payment screens before they actually get to putting their card details in, they're going to walk away and they're going to get frustrated and you're going to lose the sale. Make it super easy for them to buy from you. Have a here's what to do next section or a follow-up email in part of your email sequences of, hey, here's what happens. I always do that with my networking emails when I'm sharing about my next networking event or it's an online networking event. I will always share, here's what to expect, here's what to do, this is what's included, so that they know exactly what the steps are and how it works. It takes away all of that guesswork. If it's super, super easy when all they've got to do is click a button, put their details in, and job done, they can get access to the product, they can sign up for your service, for that offer, they are far more likely to do it. So ask yourself and go through all of your offers and your services and ask yourself, is it easy for somebody to buy this? Where do they find the link? If it's an offer that you share on socials all the time, make sure that it is in your bio, that it is in that link so that they can go straight over to it and go and check it out. How can you make it easy for your clients and your customers to buy from you? And then finally, I have got a bonus tip for you. This one could be an absolute game changer of making life easier and making it much easier and faster for you to share and be more intentional about you sharing about your offers. Because if you can get past all the other things and start feeling good and falling in love with selling, the next thing is to shout from the rooftops about what it is that you have to offer. And the way to do that is to batch your outreach, your emails, your DMs, your social posts. Being intentional about them and giving yourself time to promote them so that they don't feel rushed, stressed, or last minute can make it so much easier for you to fall in love with selling and telling everybody about what you have to offer. And that consistency, it will help make selling less scary over time. I used to do this all the time of just not having posts sorted and not thinking about my posts for my offers in advance. And then think, I need to post today. I've not talked about that in a while. What on earth am I going to say? Now I have a content calendar with the promos plugged in advance so that I know what to talk about when, of how often I'm going to share about my audits, how often I'm going to share about those breakthrough brew power hours, how often I'm going to share about my Thrive in 5 email series and come and sign up and I'll see you in your inbox this Sunday. Having that in advance can really help take away that pressure and help you be more intentional so that you know that you are sharing about your offers regularly. It also helps you to stay consistent too, because people need to hear things over and over and over again before they choose to buy. So that's your bonus tip, is to batch your outreach. Falling in love with selling is a process. It's not a switch that happens overnight and flicking a switch, but it is something that you can work on in time. Like I said, it's something that I've worked on a lot over the last few years, and I'm still working on it, and I know that I've still got some way to go for improving it. But actually, now I really enjoy selling. I don't feel icky about it. And I get excited to share about my offers because I know that they can help others. So, very quickly, if this is you as well, if you have ever felt nervous about putting yourself out there, worried about being salesy, or just plain scared to make the ask, here are a few things that are going to help. First up was that mindset shift. The 2 mindset shifts of reframe sales to being service, that you are serving them, that you have something that is going to help them. And then to normalize the rejection, to know that it's okay that people say no, that it's not personal, not everybody is going to be your client or customer, and that's okay. Then make sure that you're super clear on what your offers are and who your audience is. Make sure that you are excited about them so that then when you do talk about them, every ask feels natural. Don't forget to highlight the transformation and not just the features. Remember, people don't buy what you do, they buy the change that you create. What is the change that you are creating for your clients and your customers? Then practice talking about your offer out loud and your price out loud. Say it out loud to yourself, record yourself, put it in front of the mirror, put it through and run it past a friend. Do what feels right with your pricing, go what feels okay with you. Because then when you're confident in the language that you're using and you're confident in the price, you are going to have that offer landing without that icky, salesy, pushy energy. And then make it easy for people to buy. Check through it and ask yourself, is it easy for someone to find this? And is it easy for someone to sign up? And then that bonus tip of batch your outreach. Plan your emails, your DMs, and your posts in advance so that you know that you are regularly talking about your offers without them feeling rushed, stressed, or last minute. Remember, selling is a service, and when it's aligned with your values and it helps people to transform and you are sharing confidently what it isn't a necessary evil. It is something that you can love and that can feel natural. So, my challenge for you this week is to pick one of these things, go through it, and ask yourself what will help you fall in love with selling again. Is it the mindset shift? Is it getting clear on your offers and your audience? Do you need to talk about your offer and pricing out loud? Do you need to work a bit more on the transformation instead of just the features? And is it easy for people to buy from you? Send me a DM on Instagram and let me know at the Unapologetic Mompreneur what it is that you are going to do. I would love to know so that I can cheer you on and help you fall in love with selling. As always, you've got this, and I cannot wait to chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining me for another installment of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I would love for you to leave me a rating and a review so that other mompreneurs can find this podcast too. Here's to unapologetically becoming the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. I can't wait to chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now.